Okay, guys, you know me. I'm not a spec person. I don't judge things by their specs because most of the time, specs, actually today it's about speaker specs, they're not terribly useful to the end user. But I have come up with 2 specs that actually would be very informative and hopefully useful to people who buy speakers. You ready? Okay, so there's 2 parts to this. One is the speaker designer or the speaker company should specify the optimum distance the speaker is from the wall behind it. Simple, right? Because if we knew that, not like from here to here, but the exact number, 18 inches, whatever, the exact number, that number would presumably mean that that was the flattest possible response and presumably also the best imaging, right? And then the part B is the optimum listening distance from the speaker. Again, they sometimes say in general, but believe me, there is a number there. Too close, you're going to hear the individual drivers. Too far, you're going to get a lot of reflections in the room. Just come out and say it. Now, of course, many buyers won't be able to use those numbers, but you'll have an inkling of it. It's something to strive for, to get closer to that. It's kind of like the corollary to what the band heard. This way we get to hear what the speaker designer heard. Wow, what a concept, right? So I'm putting it out there. I hope my idea gets some traction because I think it would be really helpful and useful to people who buy speakers. There. I've said it. It's out there. Let's see what happens. Now, this next part of today's video is sort of I have to vent a little bit. One of the hardest parts of my job is getting products in for review. Now, it's not that companies don't want to send me products. It's just that it takes a lot of emails and or telephone calls to lock it down that I'm getting, product X. When it seems to me that it should be so much simpler. It should be, I want this, can you send it to me by this date? Email back or phone call back. Yeah, we'll get it there, or we'll get it a couple of days later. Great. Or they say, we're not sure, we're waiting for them to come in. I get that, so maybe an extra email or phone call is required. But too often, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 emails. And that gets multiplied by all the things that I do every year. I'm probably doing 100 reviews a year. So that's a lot of calls, a lot of time, spinning wheels with not much getting done. And it just frustrates me so that they can't get their act together. I mean, some do. Some it's a phone call or an email, and the product arrives when it's supposed to. Wow, that is so great. But, it's complicated. And sometimes these people who ask me to do reviews, I say, yeah, I want to do that. And then, as they say, crickets. Where is it? I'm waiting. You said I was going to be here on Tuesday. It's next Tuesday. Where is it? Oh, yeah, well, so why did you ask? Why were you in a hurry for me to say yes? And then I said yes, and now I'm standing here. Okay, so I got the product. I did the review. It's up, and now I want to return it. So yeah, I got to get rid of most of this stuff. It can't just stay here. I wouldn't be able to get into my apartment if I never returned anything or only returned some of the things. I return most of the products I review. And it's the same dance in reverse. Emails, telephone calls, please send me a label, send me an address, I want it to go away. Again, why is this so hard? Just give me the freaking label and it'll go. Or arrange for a pickup if it's heavy. But again, it almost never happens with just one phone call or email. Really, really, just a waste of time. It's not productive, and that's the reason I'm so frustrated about it. Because that time that I'm doing all that other stuff is the time I'm not doing reviews or working or listening or writing or shooting or editing the stuff that's actually productive. So anyway, that's just, I wanted to get that off my chest because I know that my job looks incredibly glamorous. And so many people out there wish that they could be the audiophiliac. I know. You think it's, yeah, I'm just joking around. Okay, so this next part is, because it's still happening, but it's happening less, but I just want to explain the idea of doing sound demos. Why don't you play it? Why don't we hear the speakers or the amp or whatever in your videos? And the answer is, I'm sorry. I think it's a really dumb idea to try to record the sound in the room. It's just, no, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I hear other people's sound demos, and they sound awful to me. There's no center image. There's no imaging, really. It's just this blob of sound. You just hear this awful room acoustics, because microphones are stupid. They don't hear the way we hear, right? They just pick up everything, and there it is, right? When we listen in a room that has some reverberation, we can sort of tune it out, especially if it's our own room, right? But the microphone doesn't tune it out. My room actually sounds pretty good and doesn't have a lot of reverberation, but even so, it's just a dumb idea. Now, I've thought the only way to do this that might potentially be useful is to close mic, or get as close to the speaker as possible. Do one speaker, do mono, do it at a reference level, and always use the same, let's say, song, right? So that then the end user could compare A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and hear something relating to what it actually sounded like. Because, by the way, when I hear sound demos of speakers and amplifiers that I know, it never, ever, ever comes through in a sound demo. And that is the fundamental problem with sound demos, is that, well, at best they're entertainment, okay, but in terms of being helpful, in terms of hearing the product from the comfort of your listening chair over headphones or speakers, it ain't gonna happen. It has yet to happen. And by the way, using copyrighted music is its own thing, So I will abstain from doing sound demos probably forever. There are plenty of channels that do sound demos. I would recommend you listen to those. And I have to tag on the best. What's the best speaker? What's the best $500 speaker? What's the best turntable? No, there's no best. There's what you want is the best. The one that you like is the best, because after all, it's your thing, right? You're the only one that has to be pleased. Like, what's the best flavor of ice cream? I like pistachio. Most people really don't. So if I was the ice cream philiac and someone said, what's the best? I'd say pistachio. Anyway, so no, the goal in the audio journey is to find the best for you, which may not be the best for the guy standing to your left or right, or lady standing to your left or right. So that's how I see my job as a reviewer, is to sort of point the way, not to have answers necessarily, but just to say, look at that, check that out. That's it. That's what I want to do. And in my closing remarks for today, you know what? It's not rocket science. It's not curing cancer. It's supposed to be about fun, enjoying yourself with music and with audio. And if you're doing that and you have a system that you got from your uncle 27 years ago and it's still working for you, fantastic. You hit it. You're on it. As long as you're having fun with your gear, if you need to buy a new thing, you buy the new thing, maybe it's better. But if you're having fun along the way and you're discovering new music, you've achieved success. My name is Steve Guttenberg, and this is, without a doubt, the Audiophiliac Daily Show in 2021. I think, as somebody once said, 2021, or 2020, as my friend pointed out, 21, I think it's going to be a good year, from some Who song. Yes, I hope so. Anyway, if you like what I do here on this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel. And when you do, I haven't pointed this out enough lately, hit that little bell icon so you will be notified every time there's an incredible new episode. I just started doing Instagram TV, IGTV, short videos, no editing videos, and just put them up there. So you should check out my Instagram, and there's a link to that below. And also, you can follow me on Twitter at Audiophiliac Man. But possibly, best of all, is my Patreon, which can be found at patreon.com/audiophiliac. So I think we're good. I think I've done everything I need to do today, at least in regards to making this video. So thank you again for watching, and I really do hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.